Hey everybody, it's Tim from Tadabase here, and today we're shining a spotlight on multiple custom domains. Now, custom domains have been a massive part of Tadabase since our inception, where we give users the ability to white label their apps and their experiences through a domain that represents your organization or your company. And today we're taking it a step further, and we are now allowing for multiple custom domains to be configured per application to allow users to come into your application through a number of different custom domains. And along with that, we've included some pretty amazing features. To start configuring our additional domains, first, we're going to need to make sure that we have access to this particular feature. Now, additional custom domains can be purchased as an app add-on for your specific app, and you can purchase any number of additional domains that you may need. Once we have access to additional domains, we can navigate to our app settings and domain settings. From here under the General tab, you'll notice that this page remains unchanged. Okay, we can still have all these default things that happen inside of our application, such as our default custom domain, our default app homepage, default app variables, and default custom header footer code. Okay, but if we navigate to additional domains and we start to explore this new feature, you're going to see that we have a number of different options to configure. Of course, the first thing that we're going to enter is that additional domain that we want to use. Now, I want to give users the ability to access my application through this domain, and I want them to see specific pages. I want them to have specific code that loads with their experience. And to do that, I can start to fill out the rest of this page. Now, my intention here, even though I'm using kind of a generic URL for demonstration purposes, is that when somebody from our catering event vendor comes to this URL, I want to send them to their own homepage. This is slightly similar to something along the lines of login redirect rules, where users who are logging in can be redirected to specific homepages based on their user role. The big difference here is that users are not logging in at this moment. Okay, this is simply catching those users at the domain level and routing them accordingly based on the domain that they've actually accessed. Now, once those pages load using this domain, we can then load separate and more customized header footer code. Now, in my main application with all my default custom header footer code, so on and so forth, my menu may be white, okay, with black text. Now, in this case, I actually want to change the menu color and the text color for users when they access my app through this domain. I can do so by adding that additional header code here. I could also add additional footer code below it. And finally, additional resources in the header or the footer if you have external libraries that you would like to load. Now I'm going to pause here for a moment so that we can talk about the last section, which is the app variable overrides. We're going to navigate back to our app variables section of our app settings, and we're just going to take a look at this app variable that I've set up for default use across my application. I've named it logo, and I've given it a value, which is a link to an image. Now, that image loads in my menu through the use of an HTML link, and we've now included the ability to use those app variables inside of those menu HTML links. So by default, when somebody comes to our application and they access it through our Tadabase domain or our default custom domain, they're going to see that app variable, which renders as an image inside of our menu. Now, if we jump back to domain settings and additional domains, and we continue to edit this particular domain, we can override that default app variable with a different value. So what does this mean for us right now? It means that we can actually use a different URL, which is a different logo that's specific for the Olive Catering Company. So I'll quickly configure one more additional domain, and then we'll go check out the live app to see how this routing works in real time. All right, I've got my two additional domains configured, so let's jump to the live application here and check it out. So when a user comes to our application and they navigate to domain1.tadaforms.com, we will be redirected to the selected homepage that I configured. We're going to load our override for our app variable. We are also going to load our custom header footer code with different menu colors and different menu link colors. And to further hammer home the difference here, if we go to domain2.tadaforms.com, then we are redirected to an entirely different page with an entirely different logo with an entirely different menu. Right. So, with additional custom domains, we've taken the ability for white labeling, multi tenancy, and customization to a whole new level. If you're interested in purchasing additional domains for your application, please reach out to us at support@tadabase.io or find us in the chat widget inside the builder. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.